Welcome to the Empowerment Table. My name is Shelby, and these beautiful ladies over here are
Z and Joanne.
and we are part of the JAIA Youth Council. JAIA stands for Just As I Am Youth Empowerment, and here we enrich the lives of teens and young adults with tools to promote self-empowerment that they can use in their everyday lives and in the community also. We do this through workshops, we curate events, and we even do community service. And now, we created the Empowerment Table as an extra extension to promote all of the love that we got going on here. And our intention at the Empowerment Table is to bring in and invite diverse perspectives to bring awareness to the universal life principles, as well as a nourishing and a communal process. So it's really a conversation about all of the universal life principles. It ranges from faith, acknowledgement, acceptance, all of that jazz. And today, we're really gonna focus on faith. So I have a few questions for you guys. Where did you guys first hear faith? Like, how did it come up for you? And how does your view on faith now change as it was back then?
Well, for me, when I first heard of faith, it was when I was little, going to church. My mom, she's always talking to me about having faith and being strong. And, to me, it's a godly word. So that's where I heard about it. And then once I entered JAIA, like, my spirituality then increased. And I just feel like faith is just something more than just God. It's just believing in yourself and in your vision that whatever it is that you want to do is going to happen. You just have to believe.
Right. So let's speak in I. Whatever it is I want to do, I just have to believe. And I could totally relate with that. Like, I'm a Catholic, well, I grew up Catholic, went to church every Sunday, and faith was always instilled in the religion. Faith in God, faith in this, faith in that. And I can say it kind of didn't shift as I grew up and joined JAIA. It just, I really feel it now instead of just like a chore of me having to, or a repetitive thing for me to remember. It's more of like, I feel like I have faith in myself, and I feel like I have faith in the universe and all that it has to offer me. Susie, what about you? Where did it first come up for you?
Well, I grew up Muslim, so faith was also embedded in me in religion. However, I didn't necessarily believe in faith. It kind of was just like a word to me. But then as I joined JAIA, it was just like faith became a belief, a practice, a way of life. So I view it differently now. Like, I feel like faith now comes with emotion and expectations.
Right.
Then before, it kind of was just like I had to have faith in something.
And what would be those like expectations of faith that you mentioned before?
Of faith, expectations for me is just believing, knowing that if I have faith in something or myself, that it will come.
So can you guys give me an example of a challenge that you guys met with faith?
Woo! Okay. With me, honestly, it was with depression. So when I was depressed, I wasn't in school, I wasn't making the best choices. I had to believe that I can get out of this stuckness, this deepness, this sadness, and kind of just push forward. So that's where it was kind of challenging. Believing that I can move from the situation that I was in.
And do you think now you moved away from that situation? Like,
I definitely do.
Yeah?
I believe in myself. I believe in what the universe has in store for me. I believe in the support I get. Like, I believe in something now. I have faith that what will be for me, like you said, will be for me.
Right.
So I definitely believe that.
Okay. Joanne, what was your challenge with faith in general?
My challenge was similar to Z's. Got depressed and left school for 3 years, and I didn't feel worthy of anything. I didn't feel worthy of getting an education. I didn't feel like I was smart enough, good enough. And then in JAIA, like, we have our mantra, which makes you repeat every single week that you are worthy and you are good enough and you are creative. And I had to really stick with that, but it was hard because I wasn't seeing it in myself.
Right.
So I had to believe in it first. And once I began believing in myself, then I started seeing progress, and then I reached out for support, and now I can happily say I'm back in school and getting my life back.
Yes, yes. What did the support system for you, how did it feel? What did it mean to have such a support system that pushed you to go back to school and be more confident in yourself?
The support system meant everything to me. At JAIA, it's like a family for me. So I just come and I just become vulnerable and I just let everything out. And just to know that I have people rooting for me that will take an extra step for me, I feel like that's a physical representation of faith itself, because then I always remember, you know, Shelby was there for me when I needed this, so I can do it. I know she's there with me in spirit, or Z, you know, so I think that's how support really helped me.
So with that, what are some challenges that come up while experiencing and just dealing with faith? Like, do you have faith 24/7? Is that a thing where you have faith 24/7 and you push through, or there are some lapses where, you know, what are some challenges?
I would say for me, when it comes to faith, it's a challenge. Everything is a challenge, but I'm not gonna say that life is hard and you're supposed to be struggling. No, it's just a challenge that you can overcome. With a positive mindset, you can do anything. So with faith, it's kind of like you have to believe in something that's not there yet and that's not physically in your face. And I think that's where I have the most trouble, because I can't go and reach out and touch it. So it's kind of just like I have to believe like it's there. I have to act like it's there so that it can manifest in my life. And some days I just don't feel like acting. And some days I just want it right here, right now. I don't want to do anything else. But then that's not how life works, because if it was meant for me, it would have been there. So I have to continue to grow. And when it comes, that's when I know I'm ready for it.
What are some challenges, and give me an example of when you had to like use faith?
Recently, actually. So I'm the I wouldn't consider myself a workaholic, but I like to say yes to everything, and then when I don't have time for myself, I'm kind of just like, I explode.
Right.
So I had to have faith, knowing that it's okay to slow down. Faith helped me slow down. It gave me awareness on just knowing that, okay, it's okay to slow down. You will go where you need to go. So. Yeah.
And it's okay to breathe too.
It's
like
okay.
breathe, take a moment and be mindful. Because we do live in New York, and it's easy to just fall into a routine. Work, school, work, school, work, school, home, sleep, eat. Work, school, home, sleep, eat. Like those are the last two priorities for us. And it's good to just take a step back, breathe, and then proceed. Like think, where can we go from here? Is this helping me? Is this sustaining me? Does this whole schedule of working in school really good for me right now?
Right.
You know? So I could totally relate with that completely. And how do you feel with faith more likely? Like when you feel down and you feel like when you're in your lowest times, how does faith sustain you, so to say?
I surrender to whatever is happening. I stop and surrender, and I say, okay, angels, universe, God, like I have faith in you. Help me. Let me know what I need to do now in order for me to persevere and push through.
Right.
So it's just that belief system of knowing someone has my back. So.
Like that, I can totally agree.
For me, I would say JAIA gives us tools, you know, our mindfulness tools, breathing. I like to do prayer first, and then after that, I focus in on my vision, like kind of like daydreaming on where I want my vision to go. So like if I'm really down, I'm just like, girl, just hold on. And I just think of myself in front of a studio, and I have like my show and everything like that. So, you know, it just makes me excited, and it's like, okay, if you want this, you're gonna have to work hard, it's okay. And like, you know, just having positive self-talk and speaking to myself in like a calming, very nurturing manner, and just like letting myself know, like, it's okay, Joe, like it's a one bad day, and a day is only 24 hours.
So what are your positive self-talk kind of things? Like on a day with Joanne, on a rainy day, when you're feeling down, the way to keep you positive, what do you say to yourself?
Sometimes, like Z said, you know, God, I don't know what to do right now, help me out. Or I would just say it's gonna get better. The day is only 24 hours. You have a new day tomorrow. Or just, you know, you got this. It's okay. It's okay. Just keep swimming.
Keep swimming like Dory, right? Right. I could totally agree with that. Well, welcome back, guys. At the first half of the Empowerment Table, we spoke about faith. That's the new principle of the month here. And we broke down what it means to us, how we use it in our lives, and really the challenges of faith. So now we're going to talk about how it guides us in life, really, and how we can help others with faith, understand it, and if they have any struggles with faith, how we can help them with that. So for my first question, guys, how can faith guide you in life?
For me, how can faith guide me in life? I know that, for example, when I co-facilitate workshops with the founder of JAIA, Miss Gina, and sometimes like I get really nervous, and I learned like, to breathe and have faith that if you're just authentic in the moment, then whoever is at the workshop will see that, and they will, respond with the same kind of energy, and just like everything just becomes relaxed. So, because often like if you're facilitating in front of people, like it's scary. And I used to be full of anxiety and I couldn't speak in front of people. And now like I'm facilitating workshops and speaking and doing facilitation training. And it's just like I had to believe in myself and have faith to get where I am. And it's still something that I can't believe I'm doing because I couldn't even raise my hand in class before, and now I'm just like, I have so much to say. And so that's how.
So when's the best time to call on it in that moment?
Before in JAIA, we like to pray right before we start, or sometimes if you feel it while you're in the middle of facilitating, like you just take a moment for yourself and just breathe and just say something like I'll call on God mentally in my head and just take a breath and just be like, you know what, moving forward, next topic, and just
let it flow.
Let it flow through.
Right. Yeah. I can actually relate with that. I never, ever thought I would ever be on the radio, but I joined it in my college, and I had to have faith in myself that A, I can operate a whole board of a radio station, which I never did in my whole entire life, and B, I could curate a whole playlist that I think I like.
Those playlists were so good.
That I like, and hopefully, like, it could translate through the music, my personality, what I like to do, like, my flow, my style, and I hope it translated through, and I guess it did. But
we used to listen to it all the time. Like, it was so good.
I really had to have faith in myself that, yes, like, my goal is to curate a playlist that represents me and have it translated through the music. Right. And even when I speak on the mic, I want it to be translated through. And I'm glad that I have people and feedback that I could listen to, and they could say, wow, like, I like what you do. Like, I understand what you were saying. So I had to have faith in myself, faith in God and the universe that I could do it. Like, I really had to believe I can do this. This is meant for you.
Yes.
So faith really helped me trust myself, really, and stay grounded. Like, and I feel like that's the best time to use faith is when, me personally, I feel like I'm doubting myself and I have negative self-talk like, oh, you never did this before, so you wouldn't know how to do it now, or you're gonna like mess up the whole board, you're gonna throw water on it, petty,
it sneaks up on you.
Petty little thing going in my mind when really it's not true. When I just sit down, take a minute, breathe, and I say, Shelby, you really like doing this. You got this. We got this.
Right.
So I feel like that's the best time for me to call in faith is when I have my whole doubts and my negative self-talk. Because at JAIA, they do give us tools as to handle that. And we actually do workshops on negative self-talk, too.
We do,
Yeah, we go over to schools and we help. You did one before.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like if we're teaching it, we're practicing what we teach.
You have to. You can't teach without practicing, because then you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You haven't experienced it.
It wouldn't be authentic.
Right, exactly.
So that really helped me.
Right. So what about you, Z?
So I'm people shy, camera shy, everything shy. I don't like to share my experiences. I kind of just like to, tell people what it is, and then I'm quick to shut down the story. Like I'll be like, oh yeah, I had depression. That's it. Like for instance, today, I like to be behind the cameras. I like to be in production. I didn't think I was going to do amazing speaking in front of the camera, but look at me now.
Look at you now.
Dashing. But I just have to have faith in speaking up. So that's where I struggle.
Speaking
Good
up.
for you.
Faith in voice.
Faith in voice.
Faith in your voice.
Yes.
Also, with intention, just having faith that my intention will come through.
Right.
Setting an intention will come through.
Yes.
So, intention, guys.
Yeah.
Intention.
We really learned about intention. Just before you do anything, you have to set an intention, and then you put your faith in that intention so that things can follow through. Any little thing.
And that's literally what we do every single meeting that we do at JAIA.
Not even
And
meetings, everything.
I learned it at JAIA. I never set an intention beforehand. I never knew what it was. Like, I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna go about my day and just do it.
Yeah.
Now I set an intention. What do I want an outcome? What do I want to come out of this day?
Right.
Like, if I wake up on the wrong side of the bed, I don't want the day to be trash the whole day, you know? So I set an intention for my day. I set an intention for my vision. And that's how I know I could like stay in that path, stay in that mindset, and really execute the way I want it to be.
Right.
So intention, that was a good one. Intention, I never learned that until I got here, and I'm like, that's life. That's my life now. Intention, intention, intention.
For sure.
Right.
And based on your learning experiences, speaking of JAIA, what are a few tips you would give to someone that is struggling with faith?
What would I give?
I know, speaking for me, I can get really stubborn sometimes. So if I'm upset and someone's telling me, you have to have faith, you have to, it's gonna get me so annoyed. So I feel like I learned that taking things day by day, like you have this big vision, which is amazing, but there's little visions that you have to take in order to get to that big vision.
Right.
So minimize the vision and like take baby steps so that it doesn't seem so overwhelming, and have faith in the little things. Like, you got up today, you took a shower, good for you.
Treat
And now,
yourself.
right. And now, like, what's the next step you could do?
Right.
Little small accomplishments that make you feel good, like, so that you can conquer the big accomplishments later.
They all lead up to one big goal.
thing. Yeah, exactly.
That's very true.
Right.
What about you, Z?
I would say,
What's tips that you would give someone that's struggling with faith?
be aware of yourself. Like, know what you want to do. Know how you feel right now. Ask questions. Talk to yourself, basically. And then the more you talk to yourself, the more clarity you would get. Like, the more I talked to myself, the more clear I was on what I wanted to accomplish, what I wanted in life, what I wanted in the day, the minute, the second. So talk to yourself.
What would you say to yourself while you're talking to yourself? Like, example, you said that you did that and it gave you clarity. Like, what are some questions that you did ask yourself that help you with that, so to say?
Simple. It was why. Like, why do I want this? What is the purpose of having this? Like, what is the deeper meaning of just being like, okay, yeah, I want a car. Like, why do you want a car?
Right.
Or why do you want to get up out of bed today? Why do you want to go to school? So it's just why.
That is such a gem, because once you find out the why, it's like it brings a whole new meaning to everything. Like, for example, for me, the reason why I started my YouTube channel was so I can create a platform for women to come and love on themselves. And, you know, like I was like, okay, yeah, that's what I want. But then when I'm actually doing it and I had to have faith in myself that I can help women. And when I'm actually doing it, facilitating or talking to women, like I feel a warmthness in my heart.
Feel fulfillment.
And then that's when you know you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Right. And it's just like, it's like my whole perspective just changes, and it's like, yeah, I gotta do this. Like, no matter what, even if it's one person I help, you help somebody. It's a big thing.
I can agree. For instance, going to school, like, I wasn't the type of person to basically pay attention in school. Like, really, right? And I had to have faith that, like, listen, you're here for a reason. You're gonna do it. I'm doing it now. I'm in school, thriving.
Right.
We're thriving. We're all
We're
thriving.
all thriving.
Right? Surviving.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And I think the power of why, it's like, it brings purpose. Like, why am I in school? I could just go to school, get the diploma, not do anything with it. Why am I getting this diploma? What do I want to do with it? Am I going to feel fulfilled with it? What is the purpose, you know? And now when I go to school, that's what I think about. Like, I could sit in my psychology class, I'm like, why am I here? Or if I'm not paying attention, why am I not paying attention in a class that's gonna help me in my future, you know? What's happening right now? So the power of why really lets me take a moment and like, oh, okay, what's happening here? What's the point of this, you know? And that takes me a long, long way. So with that, with faith and the why actually, what are some positives that come out of it?
Clarity. Oh my God. I'm usually in the gray area of, I'm like, 1 second I want to do this, 1 second I want to do this. But then clarity, it helps me slow down. It makes me realize what I want to do, why I'm doing what I'm doing. It brings clarity in my life.
Faith brings clarity in your life.
For me, definitely going to piggyback off of that. Clarity, because then I become aware of what it is that I want, and then I could plan accordingly. And also, I want to say faith strengthens me spiritually as well. It strengthens my relationship with God, and I feel that, you know, I have such a better relationship with God, and I'm also very thankful because I had faith, and I'm seeing it manifest. Like, I have this, like, big amount of gratitude that just is constantly flowing through my body, and it's like, sometimes I just, especially in the morning, I just need to take a moment to just take in nature, like before the sun comes up, the cool breeze. Every time I feel the breeze when I'm talking to God, I feel like that's him giving me a hug. So I just take that in, and it's just like, because of faith, I am where I am today.
Absolutely.
Happier, better, thriving. So I'm just happy, and it's just gratitude, gratitude, gratitude.
Gratitude. And kind of what I got from what you were saying, faith brings patience. For me, faith definitely brings patience and perseverance. Like, I know that I have to be patient with myself. I usually tend to, if I'm not in control of a situation, I get mad and I get frustrated, and the frustration causes all of my judgments. And really, patience with myself and with my process, I know that takes me a long way. It lets me slow down and really just, if it's out of my hands, I have faith in the universe, I have faith in the Lord that it will happen for me.
Right. What did you have issues with when it came to patience? Like,
patience with...
How did faith help you?
That's a good question. That's a really good question. Faith and patience. Like I said, though, like, when I'm in school, no, not even friends. Friends. Sometimes it's like, I'm a natural, like, if you ask me for something, I'm gonna give it to you. If you need something, I'm there for you 100%. I'll drop everything, I'll be there for you. And sometimes it frustrates me when I'm telling them something that's so important and they don't get it. They don't listen. Like, and I want to just shake them and be like, I'm telling you this to help you, you know? Listen. But that aggression, that frustration is not going to get them to listen. It's more of be patient with them. Like my best friend, I have to be patient with her in order for us to have an actual connection, for us to have a genuine interaction, and for us to just prosper and for her to understand what I'm saying. Take it in, you don't have to do it, but like, at least you know I'm there for you and I'm helping you.
Right.
So patience in any relationship, even with friends, family, that took me a long way because I'm hard-headed and I'm stubborn. I'm very stubborn. So patience in that, like, take time. Everything takes time. The same way I'm gonna be patient with my friends and family when they don't listen to me, I have to be patient with myself too. Like, I have to listen to myself. I can't think with all of the frustrations in my head. I have to take a moment and be patient because it will come to me. Anything I'm calling out, whatever's not happening, slow down, step back. You got it. It's gonna come to you. So like, that's how it helped me. In relationships with friends, family, be patient, Shelby.
Yeah.
They're gonna understand it when the time is right. Like, be patient.
I can agree. Piggybacking off of you with relationships. Oh, right. Instant trigger. With relationships, you know, it's been hard. Not necessarily, being in a relationship has been hard just because I also have to be patient. Knowing that the person will get it, hopefully one day.
One day.
Although they won't.
You never know though.
Right.
Patience.
I don't
have faith.
Boom.
Hey, boom. Have faith. Yes.
But yeah, I need patience in a relationship. I need faith in a relationship. I'm quick to leave. I'm quick to shut down. So faith in a relationship is what I need.
Faith in a relationship.
Yeah.
That's actually true. And if you really know this person is for you, if I know the person is for me, I really have to not take their baggage, but like just to know, like, whatever they're working through, be patient and have faith that they're gonna overcome it so we can have a good relationship.
Right.
Faith in a relationship. Gotta have faith.
Right, and I feel like all the tools that we learned, you know, we could pass it on to our partners.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh,
Don't be selfish.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we even do that in friendships though. Like, I know I was calling you for some support And even in our conversations on the phone, we go through the JAIA mantra.
Yeah.
We tell each other, you are worthy, you are powerful, you got this.
Our language changes actually.
Absolutely.
Like we speak a whole different language. And I feel like also too, where faith comes in for me is meeting people who don't understand my language, which is the language JAIA has taught us. So it's kind of like having patience with, okay, like I get that you don't understand that, but this is where I am, but I'm still gonna have acceptance and just accept you for where you are, but it's hard. That's one of the challenges.
So say someone you meet that they don't understand the language of JAIA, how would you explain it to them?
I would just explain to them, well, you know, authenticity, being authentic when we're talking, and anything they have questions about, they don't understand, I am more than willing to explain. But at the same time, it's like, you know, I have to know my boundaries. So if you're not like willing to learn or willing to listen, then we're just gonna have to cut it short. And like that's just what it is.
Right. But even that, boundaries. We learned that. I know I learned that in JAIA, and I really understood what boundaries
And
is.
you have to have faith in your boundaries too, because
Absolutely.
people will try and play you with your standards.
Absolutely.
And I have faith that I know what I want, and if you're not giving that to me, then you can
Peace out.
I
That's
said what I
true.
said. Okay.
That's true. So boundaries in our language. Okay, and I feel like that's a good principle. So speaking of that, what are some principles that could support faith? As a closing question, for the viewers that's watching and they just turned on, what are some principles that could support faith?
Well, patience, patience, patience.
Patience, patience, patience.
Yes, patience. Have faith that what's for you is for you. Even if you gotta wait, it's going to be yours regardless. Just take your time, relax, and it's coming, and work on your craft.
And I would say surrender.
Yes.
You have to surrender. You have to surrender yourself to faith. You have to surrender all of the beliefs that's holding you back, all of the insecurities that's holding you back. Surrender to all of the negative self-talk, all of the negative. Just surrender to it and just let it be.
Right.
Because letting it be, everything's going to flow through the way it's supposed to.
Right.
So surrender.
And vision, knowing what you want, like seeing what you want.
Clarity.
You know, clarity. Be clear on what you want. So, vision.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say this last, integrity. Because with faith, you have to stand in your truth. And you have to have faith in your truth that it's gonna sustain you and take you places far.
Yeah.
So integrity is something big to me.
Yes. If you're gonna say it, do it.
Right.
Do it, yeah.
Oh, and be real about it. Authenticity.
There's just everything.
Everything. A whole
It's a
lot.
melting pot of goodness.
So I want to thank you guys for all of your genuine stuff.
Yes.
All of the gems that you drop and the authenticity. I really do. And the principle of faith to us, I feel like it could take us anywhere.
Everywhere.
And we could bring that out in all of our communities. We could say it to each other. We could help each other in many ways. And that is a wrap for the Empowerment Table. I'm so glad you guys were viewing it today, and come back next time for our new principle of the month. Glad you guys were viewing it today.